Hi guys! We are from A6 English Language Education Study Program. I'm Yulita Ernawati.
And I'm Waldetrudis Mas Bata.
In this video, we are going to explain about theory of translation.
We hope our video can help you to understand about translation.
Okay guys, let's get started and enjoy this video.
Theory of translation. For the first is definition of translation. Translation is basically a very complex phenomenon. An insight about this interlingual activity is derived from several different disciplines such as linguistic, sociologistic, cultural anthropology, communication theory, and so on. Before discussing what actually translation is, it is necessary for us to know some definition according to some language expert. Following are some of many definitions. First, translation is here conceived primarily as a process of intercultural communication, whose end product is a text which is capable of functioning appropriately in specific situation and context of use. In this conception, neither search and target text conversion, not linguistic, has any significant role to play, and translation is situated within the wider context of cooperative interaction between professional or expert and client. This theory was developed by Justahulz Mantari, 1984, and the second definition from Catford in 1980. Translation is the replacement of textual material in one language by equivalent textual material in another language. And the next is translation is the general term referring to the transfer of thoughts and ideas from the one language to another, whether the language are written or oral form, whether the language have established autobiographies or do not have such standardization, or whether one or both language is based on sign. As with language of the deaf, this theory from Brislin in 1976. The next definition from Larson, 1984. Translation is basically a change of form. When we speak of the form of a language, we are referring to the actual words, phrases, clauses, sentences, paragraphs, acts, which are spoken or written. In translation, the form of search language is replaced by the form of receptor language. And the next again from Newmark, 1981. I'm so sorry, guys. Newmark said translation is a craft consisting in the attempt to replace a written message and statement in another language by the same message and statement in another language. And the last is translation consists of reproducing in the receptor language the closest natural equivalent of the search language message. First, the terms of meaning, and secondly, in the terms of style. The theory from Nida and Taber, 1982. And further explained by my friend is Yuli.
Okay, the second, I'm going to explain about types of translation. There are so many definitions of translation offered by experts, but they can be categorized into two broad types, namely free and literal translation. There are some principles for the translator to translate a text. There are the principles of free translation. Okay, first, the translation should convey the ideas of the target language text, not the words. And then, the translation is like the text written in the target language in terms of its flexibility. And next, the translation should have its own style. And then, the translation should show the time of the writing of the text. And then, the translation may add or reduce anything exist in the search language text. And the last, a literary genre does not have to be maintained. Okay, and then faithful translation. In details, the principles of faithful translation are as follows. A. The translator should use the search language words. B. When the translation is read, it is like a translation. And then, the translation should show the style of search language text. And then, the translation should show the time of the writing of the text. And then, the translation should not add or reduce anything existing in the search language text. And the last, a literary genre should be maintained in the translation. Okay, in the last material, I'm going to explain about translation process. Translating involves to process in the mind of the translator. The first approach is the based on the application of rules called surface structure of language, and the second is process of translation according to Nida and Taber 1982. Okay, the process of translation consists of three stages. First is analysis and understanding. In this process, the translator reads the search language text to understand the content of the text. And the second is transfer. In this process, the material is analyzed and the meanings understood are processed in mind of the translator from source language into target language. And the last step is restructuring. It means that if the equivalent of the meanings in the search language has been obtained, the translator should look for equivalent of words, expression, and sentences in the target language.
Okay, that's all from us. Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to like and comment this video. See you!